What's up, spooky buttercup babes? Happy Halloween. I am a punk rock vampire. I don't have my fangs in because you have to set them and do a bunch of things and it takes a long time. And I also don't know if the fangs are going to work. They're custom. They were $30 and I'm kind of annoyed that they might not work. All because of my one slightly off tooth right here. I'm sure some people have noticed. Thank you for not pointing it out though, because I've had some people say, what's up with your teeth? I'm like, it's one tooth and it's a snaggle tooth, I think. My teeth aren't perfect. I grew up poor. What do you want from me? I did not think that that would impact custom vampire fangs. So I didn't want to start that process right now and then have it like blow up hypothetically in my face and then I would be too upset to film. So I'm kind of sorta in costume. You can tell at least I'm punk rock-ish. And I'm sorry also, I'm squeaking a lot. This is a leather jacket, a legit leather jacket. So here we are. I'm a little squeaky. I don't have my fangs in and it's a little chilly out, of course. So I have my spooky babe hat on, but I think this is good. It's good. I'm just gonna tell myself that because I stumbled into a lot of roadblocks today. I was originally going to be a medieval vampire, but my corset that I bought 15 years ago, for $250, I might add, because it's custom. It's a medium, but it doesn't fit. So that was a great experience. I'm still very salty about it. But at least I had a backup. And this is basically what I look like a lot of the time. So the only things that I'm adding on are the fake blood and the possible vampire teeth. I will do a like mini photo shoot and post it on Facebook and on the post section in YouTube, so watch out for that, but like it's later tonight and I'm posting this in the afternoon my time. So I hope everyone else has a better Halloween. I think it'll be fine. I'm just nervous about the teeth. I have finished a lot of books. I did get through 8 of the books, so I completed all that I wanted to, though I did skim Cujo. And though this is not part of the Readathon, I skimmed Ring. This was 1 star. What was this? I would love to know. That's all I'm gonna say, because I'm not trying to be negative on Halloween, because it's my favorite holiday, and so far it hasn't been great, so I'm trying to be positive for my own sanity. Actually, it's been a hard week, you know, so The Ring, 1 star. The movie did it better. Hot take. At least, though, I had 2 great reads. So I recently finished this book, A Diary of Blood by S.T. Gibson. Technically 4.5 stars, I bumped it up to 5. Now I can definitely see the argument where, this is not a spoiler by the way, that at the end, the murder of Dracula with the 3 brides could have been a little more extra. However, I, in a way, see the argument to not make it extra because in this version, this Dracula isn't really what we know of Dracula. It's like a different tame version. So a tamer Dracula and tamer bride and an overall tamer story and lore. In this version, I understand why it wasn't like over the top murder, death, blood type of thing. I think it was pretty good. I do, however, see the argument that it needed to be a bit bigger. But I enjoyed it. So this is 5 stars. I'll do a review eventually. I'm just really tired. And then I also read An Encore of Roses, which is a short story, happily included in the back of this book. And that was 4 out of 5 stars, and that was through a different bride's perspective, Alexi. There's actually 3 brides, 2 women and 1 man. They actually, in the book and in the short story, they go up to like 1950s, and they kill Dracula like the 30s? Let's give or take that. So yeah, like I said, the book and the short story is going to be different. So just go into this book with that in mind. And yeah, this is a diary-like form of the main bride, Constanta, which I want to call her Constance. And Alexi calls her Constance, so I'm going to call her Constance. I don't like Constanta. It's a weird choice of a name, and I was struggling anyway. Constance is the main first bride, and she kills him, and it's in diary form as to why. And so that is not a spoiler. It's up front that Dracula is gonna die, but we go through the process of why and then showing the death. The other book that I read that I enjoyed is American Rapture. I mentioned it last week, and I did a book review on it, by the way. This is CJ's second ever novel, and it was really, really good. And I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't particularly want to go like too deep into the like a review, because I already did a review and it's like 15 minutes long, but check that out if you're interested in more in-depth. But this is very much about religious trauma, and it is kind of sort of a zombie apocalypse, but like it's pre-apocalypse. So the lustful zombies are just emerging and, you know, attacking people and all that stuff, but civilization hasn't ended yet. So know that going in. There were a lot of people that were, I saw at least on Goodreads, complaining about that aspect. In the brief, yes, brief, but it still says in the blurb that it's an active situation of zombies and nothing has fallen yet. At least that's like what's implied. So I know reading comprehension is hard for some people, but I don't think that that warrants a low rating. Hot take, apparently. I just realized I have a red finger. That's really distracting to me, okay? Just imagine that I was, like, I don't know, dipping my finger in my victim's blood and something or other. Hopefully that didn't kill the mood. So the other book that was a library book, because I did not want to buy it, was Candle and Crow by Kevin Hearn. 3 stars. I'm a little disappointed, though it was a nice ending for Al specifically, not so much for the goddess of death, war, and fate, the Irish goddess, the Morgan. I just don't like the twist that she's trying to be good, or I don't get it. Leave it be. Leave gods and goddesses, especially when they're thousands of years old with lore and myths and fairy tales and all that stuff. Just leave it alone. If you don't want to write properly about the Morgan and how violent she is and how dark she is, pick another goddess. I don't know. Like, it kind of just, it irks me, because there are plenty of other goddesses in Irish and just in Celtic lore and mythology that aren't as dark as that particular goddess, but then you're trying to make her nicer and have her fit into human society. For what purpose? I'm still unclear on that, and I don't know why Kevin is doing that because it started in the Iron Druid Chronicles, the last couple of books, and we're just continuing on with this trilogy. Okay, not a fan. But at least Al, the main character, has a happily ever after, so that's why I gave it 3 stars. So I didn't have the best reading month, which is kind of sort of a little depressing, if I'm gonna be honest. I am going to go into November getting back to my roots regarding historical fiction. When I'm in a reading slump, or if I have had many books in a row that have disappointed me, I go back to historical fiction. That's what I grew up on, and also fantasy. I'm not completely feeling fantasy right now for whatever reason. I'm just moody. Being honest, I'm moody right now. I had a hard week, honestly, a hard year. So I'm just being a moody little potato. And I'm going to read mainly nonfiction for Nonfiction November, but also historical fiction. And there are 2 books for the Messed Up Book Club, but one of them is like 75 pages. So, like a short story. Probably, I mean, it counts as a novella, but it's kind of like a short story at this point. So I think I am gonna have, hopefully, a better time in November. I will be posting the November TBR on Monday. I would also just love to shout out all 11 co-hosts and all the participants for the Spooky Scary Skeleton Halloween Readathon of 2024. I really appreciate everyone that has joined and actively participated for the whole month of Halloween. And I really, really appreciate everyone that participated, co-hosted, commented, shared all the things regarding this readathon, and I really, really love this community. And once again, thank you so much for everything that has happened for Spooky Scary Skeleton season. I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a great rest of your Halloween. Bye!